म्युजिक आफै गर्दै Hello my friends, good morning and welcome back to another brand new live stream. के छ गाइस, के चलिरहेछ? भर्खर खाना खाएर आएको यार केटाकेटी हो, भर्खर खाना खाएर आएको. नेभर ट्रस्ट, वेलकम. मिजेन गुरुङ, वेलकम, वेलकम टु द लाइभ स्ट्रिम गाइस. स्वागत छ, स्वागत छ, स्वागत छ. अब बेलुकाको टाइम हो. सो यति जिटिए, you know English. You want to learn English? English, okay. Exam is coming. When is your exam? Tell me please. Good morning, good morning. खाना खाने बित्तिकै बस्यो भने केटा हो हैन, झन् अलि हुन्छ हैन. त्यही भएर एकैछिन चाहिँ हल्लिनु पर्ने रहेछ. Shout out, big shout out to सम्पन्न गुरुङ. Very very big. हेमन गुरुङ, हेमन गुरुङ, whatever your name is. GTA मा गएर न्यूज रिपोर्ट गर्नु पर्यो. GTA मा गएर न्यूज रिपोर्ट हान्ने हो केटा हो. GTA मा न्यूज रिपोर्ट हान्ने हो त. जुलाई 31. What is जुलाई 31? के हो जुलाई 31 मा के छ? के हुन लागेछ जुलाई 31 मा? GTA मा न्यूज रिपोर्ट हान्दिम त. भनेकै हो मेरो भइ बसम, अब तिम्रो बाल छैन म कसम. ए भनेकै हो मेरो भइ बसम, अब तिम्रो बाल छैन म कसम. ए जुलाई 31 मा एक्जाम. So you have plenty of time. You have plenty of time if you just go and study. Study. ए मेरो स्ट्रिम हेरेर बस्ने हैन. एक्जामको लागि यहाँनिर आएर स्ट्रिम हेरेर बसेछ हटाहरू. ल म स्ट्रिम सुरु गर्छु ल. लेट्स गो. साइबर भाइ के छ भाइ? साइबर भाइलाई उ बनाउनु पर्छ क्या. तिमीलाई कतिको खेलेर हुन्छ साइबर भाइ? तिमीले माइनक्राफ्टमा एक्टिभ देखिरहेको थिएँ मैले हैन. कतिको खेल्छौ? एउटा एडमिन चाहियो क्या उको लागि, त्यो सर्भर अन गर्नको लागि के. खै जिटिएमा स्विच गर्नु पर्यो नि फेरि. जिटिएमा स्विच गर्नु पर्यो नि बॉइज. अब तिम्रो बाल छैन म कसम, ए भनेकै हो मेरो भइ बसम. ल नेल्सन डेनिसको भिडियो आयो. नेल्सन डेनिसको भिडियो आयो. ए अँ त साँच्चै अघि अघि देखेको थिएँ मैले. हिजो कहिले प्रिमियरिङ कति पछाडि? म भ्याउँदिनँ खासै हो. ल ल ल ठिक छ त्यसो भए. ल नेल्सन डेनिसको भिडियो हेर्ने हो केटा हो. त्यही हेरौँ भन्दै थियो भने हेर्न विचार गरेर थिएँ. त्यो भिडियो हेरेरै सुरु गरौँ त केटा हो. ठिक छ डेभिड मर्जन, एकदम ठिक छ ब्रो. हेरिदिनु होला भन. नेल्सन डेनिसको भिडियो हेरेर अनि जिटिएतिर लागौँ कि सिधै जिटिएतिर लागौँ? वाट इज योर विचार केटा? मलाई हेर्न चाहिँ मन छ नेल्सन डेनिस. प्रिमियर नै हुँदै रहेछ भर्खरै. प्रिमियर इन प्रोग्रेस स्टार्टेड 21 मिनट्स अगो. ए होइन 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 सकिसक्यो. आई गट स्क्याम्ड बाई विजय शाही. हेयर इज द अनडिनाएबल प्रुफ. ओए केटा हो कत्रो लामो हो. 21 मिनट अगाडि सुरु भएको अझै सकिएर रहेनछ त नि केटा हो. 21 मिनट अगाडि सुरु भएको अझैसम्म सकिया छैन यसको भिडियो. फ्रड विजय पोके गेमिङ रेड 11K वाचिङ लल. आरआइपी विजय. क्यारी मिनटीले आरआइपी विजय शाही लेखिरहेछ भए. भनेकै हो मेरै भइ बसम, अब तिम्रो बाल छैन म कसम. ए ट्रिक्ट अलरेडी नेपालमा चाहिँ एङ्ग्री विथ हिम. नेपालको त बेजत नै गऱ्यो नि टुटले. पोके गेमिङ नेपाल रेड. पोके गेमिङ नेपाल रेड आइरहेछ. बेजत साला स्क्यामर. पोके इज नट लाइभ राइट नाउ. त्यसै maybe Nelson should go to Nepal and buy the same copy again to test the length of the paper.
Memory Champion says so. Now, one last thing I want to talk about is his handwriting. At this point, I don't really know if it matters to even talk about this, but it is interesting nevertheless because
हेर्ने हो भिडियो हेर्ने हो त कति कहिले सुरु
it
भएको
is a fraud. I'm saying that definitively. No more videos about this. I'm moving on, as all of you should. Forget this clown and just move on. He's not worth anybody's time.
Citizen Gaming, hello bro, welcome. के छ ल के भन्दैछ बुढोले मुभ अन भनिसक्यो
This is the last video. Promise. Anyways, I hope you like my content. As I said before, it'll be more memory related, helpful in the future, because believe it or not,
ये हेर्ने 21 मिनेटको सकेट हो हेर्ने हो 21 हैन 22-23 मिनेटको होला कि 20 मिनेटको होला अराउन्ड 20 मिनेटको होला ल हेर्दिम न त है थम्बनेल चेन्ज गरिदिन्छु म के अरे reacting to Nelson Dellis about Bijay Shahi ल यो राख्दै है अनि टाइटलमा यही राख्दिन्छु थम्बनेलमा यही राख्दिन्छु है ल यो थम्बनेल राख्दिन्छु भयो के मान्नु मरे पगडा भयो के भन्छ यसले त्यो उ अस्तिकै कुराहरु गरे होला बिचमा उ भयो स्किप हानौं ल हैन डोन्ट मेस विथ अमेरिकन्स दिएर छ फेरि इंटरनेशनल स्क्याम I am subscribing Nelson Dellis after this video. Hey Leo Messi, welcome. Are Messi sir, good morning, welcome.
This video is made possible by Bijay Shahi video. I'm so sorry.
Another Bijay Shahi video by Nelson Dellis.
I swear this is the last thing I ever utter about Bijay Shahi. Okay, I've wasted enough time on this guy. Goodness me. All right, here's a story. I didn't even think
wasted enough time sir तर नेल्सन डेलिस को हाम्रो भ्यूज त आछ है विजय साई कोबाट हेरौँ है नेल्सन डेलिस को भ्यूज चाहिँ मजाले आछ है विजय साई वाला भिडियोमा हेरौँ है थ्यांक यू भन्नुपर्छ यार ए विजय साईले थ्यांक यू भन्नुपर्छ नि केटा हो हेर त ल ए अनि तर दैट्स नन अफ द थिङ वी आर टकिङ अबाउट हैन
like a reaction video. I thought I'd just put my last interview out and that would be that. Nope. But there has been an uproar and honestly I can't thank you guys enough. All those viewers, you know, I really was happy that I put the video out there for you to judge and collectively you guys figured it out. All right, let me just come out and say it. I got scammed by Bijay Shahi. I did.
ल उ गरौँ न त यो बुढाको लिंक राख्दिम हैन बुढाको लिंक राख्दिम डिस्क्रिप्सनमा Here is the original video if you want to watch. If you want to watch the original video, हैन description मा राख्दिन्छु अनि नेल्सन डेलिस ओरिजिनल भिडियो भनेर हैन बुढा फेरि जङ्गिन्छ नि हाम्रो साधन श्रेष्ठलाई क्या थर्काइरा थे लिंक चाहिँ हाल्दिनु पर्छ दियोस् हैन ल अब हेर्न पाइन्छ
Not gonna pretend like I didn't. He got me good. But
he got me
all
good.
Of your reactions, you helped me kind of reassess and review what happened in the interview, and a lot of the things you guys are saying are, I think, in the right direction. I don't know
okay, no problem, bro.
If it's as simple as you guys make it sound. There's some things that are wrong with your ideas or theories of what happened, but there are specific things that I can prove.
10K meetup. 10K.
I will prove it in this video.
That
10K without a doubt show that this was a scam.
Subscribe anam. 10K meetup andimla.
It's full of crap. For those of you who are new to this channel, welcome. I typically don't just focus on scam artists or people who claim to have good memories, although I do react occasionally to those kinds of things. Usually you'll find memory tips and helpful things. So from now on, we're going back to that. If you're a new subscriber, thank you. you will see more of that content coming up. And to bring you up to speed, there's this guy, Bijay Shahi. He called himself the Memory King. He claimed to do these crazy things where he could memorize a book in 10 minutes. And he's been outed, been called a scam artist, a fraud. I reacted to one of his videos and invited him for an interview. I could challenge him and figure out if he's real or not. Anyways, I happened to be in Nepal recently. We did the interview. I posted the interview. It did not sit well with most people. And I try to keep myself as non-biased as possible. Just an interview.
बुढालाई पहिला चाहिँ डर लागेको रहेछ क्या ए यिनीहरूको यहाँनिर रियाक्सन कस्तो आउने हो यहाँनिर मैले स्क्याम भनिहालेँ भने मान्छे जङ्गिने हुन् कि पुरै देश नै ममाथि खन्ने हुन् कि भनेर नि लागेको थियो क्या बुढालाई त्यही भएर स्क्याम सिधै नभनिहाल्यो अब यहाँनिर अरू भिडियोमा भनेपछि त ए ल ठिक छ यसलाई त
interviewer asking questions, observing what he's doing, and let you guys make the decision. But I have some things to say. I have specific evidence that undeniably shows that BJ, what he did in the interview, undeniably a complete show. It's a scam. It's a whole act. But first, let's go over some of the theories and ideas that some people have had in the comments, because they're very good and probably very close to the truth. So I'm using footage from Misguided Nepal, which is a channel that has posted a really well edited video analyzing my interview. And we're going to go through the points that this person makes.
मैले यसमा कतिवटा गरिसकेँ केटा हो सुरुमा तर हैन मिसगाइडेड नेपालको हेरे साजन श्रेष्ठको हेरे अब के हेर्दैछु नेल्सन डेलिसले मिसगाइडेड नेपालको भिडियो हेर्दैछु है Mr. Baje, welcome.
Mr. What I think about them, maybe give a little more context. I want to provide all the information that is out there. I like to play devil's advocate, so everybody can have all the information or as much information as possible before they make their final decision. But first, let's talk about this video sponsor. Since this video is all about being scammed and being possibly hacked, sort of, I wish that I had a way to protect myself.
Like, we are not interested in...
general, just my favorite. I use monitor or data when I wasn't. Now, I'll say before anything,
let's continue to the video.
This is very possible that it happened. I'm not ruling it out, but I will provide some reasons why maybe some of that might have been more challenging than you as a viewer might think.
3:30.
But I definitely, there's one thing, and nobody's actually brought this up. There's one thing that to me makes this entire thing look.
ल यो चाहिँ म फेरि यो सकेपछि स्ट्रिम एन्ड गर्छु अनि जिटिए को लागि अर्को स्ट्रिम स्टार्ट गर्छु गाइस यसलाई म यतिकै उ गरेरै हल्का उ गरेर राख्दिन्छु ल
super fishy and it's not the girl, it's not the tears on the paper. I'll show you what it is, but I want to address a couple things that
अझ एक्स्ट्रा पनि उ गरेर छ अझ एक्स्ट्रा पनि केही रिसर्च गरेछु हेरेछु एनालाइज गरेछु भन्दै छ बुढाले
from this person's commentary. So he says here that you know, the divine power is a lot of what BJ explains his powers or skills to be, and here they're saying that that's actually not quite what he said in past interviews. I didn't know that. Very interesting to me. If I knew that, I would have drilled him a little harder on that question. I don't like that answer. It doesn't sit well with me. It's such a cop-out. Like, come on. Also, another person said that when I asked him, when did you realize you had this power? And he said, 2 years. I thought he meant since he was 2 years old.
But
which would have been a little more reasonable. Okay, it's a God-given gift. Great. Okay, you were born with it. Cool. 2 years ago. I think from my misunderstanding, it's actually 2 years ago, which to me is absurd. Like, you don't just, unless you're hit in the head by a baseball bat, your brain somehow gets injured, that you suddenly realize you have this ability. It doesn't happen. So that already is another annoying red flag. All right, one thing about this lady, she didn't really speak good English. We barely interacted. She gave me or offered me coffee here, brought me a water, brought our food. She seemed to be the assistant of his office. But I will say they were very hospitable, right? All she's doing here, seemingly, is being a nice host, right? Bringing me coffee, bringing me water. That's a nice thing to do, right? I didn't think anything of it when I was in the room. Another thing to note, people were saying, you know, they had a plan, they were going to record what he said. But let me remind you, here's one of my counter arguments, if you will. They didn't know I was going to do a single page, right? You could see from the interview that they thought that I was going to ask to do the entire book. Now, there's no way BJ was going to sit there reading the entire book from start to finish out loud, right? That would have taken at least 10 hours. Okay.
Okay.
And if she was recording the whole thing, how are they going to know how to find the page I was going to ask them about, right?
मेरो रेकमेन्डेसनमा हैन नेल्सन डेलिसको त्यो के रे वर्ल्ड च्याम्पियनको कम्पिटिसन पनि आइराछ के
they may have had another planned out. Who knows, right? But for those of you saying that they had this figured out, I know he steps away from the room for a little bit, but is that enough time to say like, hey, let's do plan B? Or did they have this planned out in some capacity? They just said, let's do that scam, scam B, the one that we talked about before in case he asked this, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It seems pretty tough to have figured out a way to do this with me right there in the room. That's pretty ballsy. But, if he's a true scam artist, if he's a true illusionist, magician kind of guy, these kind of people are well prepared on how to fool people. So, who knows? Perhaps. Now, we see she takes out a phone here that's black.
True scam artist पनि होइन यार केटा गर्न खोजे मैले पहिला नै भनेको छु हैन गर्न चाहिँ खोजे हो हैन तर एकदम असफल प्रयास.
Now, one thing
it is difficult for the foreign people हैन नेपाली नबुझ्ने पिपलको लागि चाहिँ मान्छेहरुको लागि चाहिँ यो हो भनेर छुट्याउन गाह्रो हुन्छ हैन नेपाली बुझ्नेलाई चाहिँ जसले नेपाली बुझ्छ त्यसले यो त्यो फुल भिडियो हेर्यो भने सरलक त्यो केही शंकै हुँदैन के मनमा.
Guy says in this video,
Bijay says Nelson Dellis is a scam, change my mind.
Is that she puts it by the sink.
Welcome Sam, welcome Sasuke Uchiha.
It really matters, but I don't think she did put it by the sink because watch, sink. One thing the guy says in this video, hang on, is that she puts it by the sink. I don't think this really matters, but I don't think she did put it by the sink because watch, you can see here, you can see in the corner here that she's putting something in her back pocket. I would assume it's her phone. Again, it doesn't matter here that she's putting something in her back pocket. I would assume it's her phone. Again, it doesn't matter if the phone's there.
Krishna Magar, welcome. All gamer.
From in the room, from just outside the room when the door was closed. I don't know, but just to point that out, that I don't know if that's quite accurate what this person is saying. And here, even if you were to look, I think in her backside pocket you can actually see the outline of the phone. So I think the phone is on her. Again, does that really make a difference? I don't think so.
I don't think
just
so.
To point that out. Now I do remember when this was happening, I was like, "Come on, dude! Why are you getting out of the room so many times? What are you up to now?" And then when he came back with a little Kalima trinket.
Kalima trinket.
Okay,
Kalima ko ke bogera athyo?
This is important to him. I don't know, but it was uncomfortable for me.
के बोकेर आथ्यो काली माताको यसो सोशल मिडियाले साजन दाइको लाइभ बना है साजन दाइ स्ट्यान्ड अप कमेडियन हुन् नि के छ मास्टर जी अरे अबु आरपी मिस्टर अबु हाम्रो अबु सर रियल हो ठीक छ सर मास्टर जी लेखेको हेर्दाखेरि त अबु सर नै हो जस्तो छ जुगल ब्रो वेलकम.
Let's continue. Him get out of the room so much. I didn't like that. I was like, what is he planning?
It's called a true
scam. He could have very well been talking to the girl saying, hey, just record this and try to write it out and get it to me. I don't know how he would have, maybe they had some signals prepared, but I don't know how he would have let her know with the door closed when to pass through the paper, right? How did she know I was looking the other way? That kind of thing. I mean, he was very verbal in what he was saying. Could have been heard through the door, but there's a lot of
Kikk भन्दा खतरा इंग्लिश बोल्दै त ए बुढो अनि केटा मेमोरी किङ हो नि त मेमोरी किङ हो एउटा दुईटाले बोल्न सक्छन् के म भन्दा खतरा इंग्लिश हैन ठीक छ we will let it pass don't worry.
A lot of things, right,
American ho.
Just saying. Now one thing I will say is I did think it was weird that he talked out loud. And what's funny is if you were to go with the conjecture that the woman recorded him and wrote it out based on what she heard, that makes sense for the mistakes that he's made here. Like, for example, in the first line it says, when he felt the mountain, right? This translates...
विजय शाहीलाई पण्डितको मात्र पढ्ने भन्नुपर्ने पतर गर्छ नेल्सन ओपी if 3 Idiot movie has a Nepali version Bijay Shahi would be silencer तुचुकम किकलाई रिसिटोको चाहिँ इङ्ग्लिशबाट अरे के छ ठीक छ let's continue.
When he felt the mountain.
When he felt the mountain.
So, there's things that he would have said or pronounced incorrectly that got translated kind of actually how it was written down, which is a pretty good sign that it was recorded and somebody wrote down what they heard. Now, on the flip side, if you listen to what he says and you compare it to what he wrote or she wrote, some of the words he said are missing, or they're different. So that kind of throws a wrench into that idea that she was listening to a recording and writing out what she heard, because how can she write out stuff that isn't there unless it's done on purpose to give the effect that it's not perfect? You know what I mean? But have a listen, right? Sure. Yeah. You could do
269.
Yeah, this one, 269.
269.
With a bottle, with a bottle in his hands.
When?
First of all, hands. Instead of
hands.
he wrote, this person wrote hand. If you heard hands like you did there, you would have written the S, no?
When he felt the mountain shift underneath him, the wall
underneath
of rocks
him.
dropping.
The
Underneath
wall of
him.
rocks, he says, right? But
Underneath
here it says
him,
the wall rock.
Or she wrote illusion 100.
Of the downhill side of the tent was collapsing. The tent.
He said was collapsing, and that doesn't even show here. It says of washing, cry flying, or whatever this
Cry
is. So
of
washing. He said was collapsing, and that doesn't even show here.
Collapsing.
CRYFCY crapsing. Crapsing लेखेला क्राइप्स जस्तो सुन्यो त्यस्तै चाहिँ क्राप्सिङ नेल्सनले त पेपर युएस लगेछ त प्रुफको लागि दिमाग छ त बुढो ए बुढोले के अरे अडियो नहाल्नु भन्दा या अडियो इज नट रेकर्डिङ भन्दै थियो त बुढोले.
He said was collapsing, and that doesn't even show here. It says of washing, cry flying, or whatever this says. So
crapsing, it's crapsing, Nelson.
Where did that?
You don't know how to read, man. It's crapsing. That is what they written there, crapsing, because that's what he said.
I'm sorry. Right? Why would that person have written that? If it's pretty clear, like if you didn't see the video and you were hearing that, you wouldn't write of washing, right?
Crapsing.
I'm not saying that that's not the way they did it, but maybe it's more than that. Maybe it's a little different, or maybe it's not.
जस्तो सुने त्यस्तै लेख्यो क्या एम्पल सिस्टर सिक गरे.
Next, let's talk
about यो अडियोले चाहिँ सत्तो खाइदिन्छ बुढोले. Welcome सबैलाई फेरि पनि welcome.
Okay, here's what I have to say about that. When I ripped it out, you can see it's not a perfect tear, right? Now the pages in this book had a perforated edge, right? Meaning that, you know, it's supposed to be easy to rip in a straight line. Now, I don't know, my nerves or just trying to do it fast enough, I didn't get it quite. So I think, and I'm trying to remember what happened exactly, but I think that I ripped it into the seam of the book, right? Meaning the perforated edge was still there. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right?
Correct, sir.
But if
Kikk सरले विजय शाहीको इंग्लिश टिचर भन्नु पर्यो अरे पैसा ही पैसा होगा प्रवीण चौलागाई मिस्टर केशव एम्पल सबैलाई वेलकम छ. एक्जाममा चिटिङ गरे जस्तो एक्जाममा जे देख्यो चित्र गरे जस्तो सोल्टीले जे सुन्यो त्यही चित्र गर्थ्यो. त्यही त भने ठ्याक्क त्यहीले क्राप्सिङ लेखेको छ CRYF के समथिङ के लेखेको छ. दाइ मैले पठाएको लिङ्क हेर्नु है विजय शाहीको स्क्याम हो. विजय शाहीकै फेरि हेर्ने अर्को पनि बारिश बेटी वेलकम ब्रो. नेल्सनको लाइभ हेरेर विजयले नेल्सनको लाइभ हेरेर केही बुझेन. आर्य वेलकम आर्य लङ टाइम नो सी.
You can actually see the perforated edge. Okay. Now, why is that important?
It's fine, but
when he's doing his thing for the 30 minutes that I'm not looking, there's a possibility that he evened it out, right? He just pulled the paper off so that it was perfect. There is that possibility.
I'm कति सारो हो बुढो अबे हेर न के भन्दैछ बुढो हेर त.
Screenshot it. You can actually see the perforated edge. Okay. Now, why is that important? Well, when he's doing his thing for the 30 minutes that I'm not looking, there.
30 मिनट त्यहाँ उसले नहेरेको बेलामा त्यहाँनिर के पेपर मिलाएर टक्क त्यो सिधा पार्दै बसेको हो कि भनी भन्दैछ बुढोले. आमा नेल्सन सर बिचरालाई विजय शाहीले लास्ट धोबी हान्न मन लागिरहेछ. विजय शाहीले लास्ट धोबी हान्न मन लागिरहेछ. यो विजयको भिडियो कति हेऱ्यो मिस्टर किकले हेर्ने हो नि केटा हो हेर्ने हो. पुण्य गौतमले विजय शाहीलाई फोन गरेको वाला हेर्नु न ब्रो. ए त्यस्तो नि छ फरेनको पुण्य गौतम अरे.
There's a possibility that he evened it out. Right? He just pulled the paper off so that it was perfect. There is that possibility. I'm not going to rule that out. I can see myself. I'm a perfectionist. If I saw an uneven edge and I was just kind of sitting there trying to remember something out of boredom, I could see myself very well evening out an uneven side like that.
Okay.
Totally reasonable. Again, I never saw where did the paper go. Maybe put it in his pocket like the shreds that come off the side. I don't know, but I agree. This is not the same jagged edge as the one of the paper that I have. Right? There, it's perfectly, almost perfect.
ओ यस्तो सिधा छ त यो त नि.
Right?
यहाँ अब बुढोले बल्ल देखायो नि त नि यहाँ म त
there, it's perfectly, almost perfect.
दुईतिरै उस्तै छ यार.
Right? So that's interesting. Also, they're talking about how I was able
welcome,
to
bro,
see the
welcome.
handwriting. He hid it from me. That is true, but I could see he was writing something. Do I know what it was? No. Did it look similar to what I got on the final paper? Yes, but again, I couldn't see what he was writing word for word, so who knows?
Okay.
More on the paper issue later. I have some really damning evidence. It just made me decide there and then that for sure, no question, this was all a scam.
Okay, this is the turn around. Okay,
all right. Now the next.
Last man Nelson Dellis sir, Nepal is a beautiful country and doesn't deserve to get scammed by only one guy. Eh, spoiler. गणेश जीडीको विजय शाही 2.2 दा ए मैले हेरे छु गणेश जीडीको अब फेरि नहेर मलाई गणेश जीडीको हेर्नु
part that is a huge problem.
गणेश जीडीको मैले हेरे छु.
I knew this would be a huge problem for a lot of people and I even had a huge problem with it, of course.
हैन उहाँबाट लाइक सुरुमै विजय शाहीलाई when Mr. Nelson Dellis challenged Bijay Shahi, he had like one thing specific that he said, this kind of test has to be done in a very controlled environment where there are multiple camera angles checking at him so that he cannot cheat from any way, and multiple professionals confirming. English okay get away English teacher. Confirming that he cannot cheat. धेरै जना मान्छेले चाहिँ हेरिरहेका हुन्छन् उलाई हैन. एकदम controlled environment. Just controlled environment is the specific word that he used that I remembered when I watched his first video when he challenged Bijay Shahi. Hey, la ठीक छ. Let's continue.
I had to turn away. At that moment I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
All this, after so much of letting me kind of be in the process here, you're now going to tell me to look away? That's going to kill all credibility right there.
Misguided नेपालको हेरिसके अस्ति नै हेरिसके. Misguided नेपालको हेरिसके. English सिकाउनु पर्यो.
And it did, right? I mean, this is
बुढोको फेजर त सबैलाई कुटम जस्तो भयो.
Technically in 20-30 minutes without someone looking, right? Now, it's going to kill all credibility right there and then. And it did, right? I mean, this is anything can happen technically in 20-30 minutes without someone looking, right? Now, what I will tell you, for the most part, I had him in my peripheral. Again, we were in this room together. I also could hear. I was being very, very perceptive. Any chance I could get, I was looking at him in my peripheral. You can see in the video that that's not always the case. Could she have slid something under the door? Definitely. Would I have heard it? Yeah, maybe not. Like I was listening. I wasn't.
ए बुढाले यत्रो भने है सबै हेरे मैले सबै कुरा हेरे भन्दैछन् फेरि अब maybe not देछन् सबैतिर है सबै कुरा maybe not
listening for that, right?
Welcome, but I do know that Panda, welcome. Susan bro, welcome.
The door was never opened. I can tell you that much because that door made sound and he didn't move really. I was listening. I wasn't listening for that, right? But I do know that the door was never opened. I can tell you that much because that door made sound and he didn't move really from where he was sitting there.
ढोकाबाट चाहिँ आवाज आउँथ्यो अरे के चुई गरेको खोल्दाखेरि. त्यही भएर ढोका खोलेको चाहिँ थिएन. कन्फर्म भन्न सक्छु किनभने त्यो ढोका खोलेको बाद चुई साउन्ड आउँथ्यो र मैले त्यहाँ पुरा ध्यान दिएर सुनिरहेको थिएँ. एकचोटि त्यो ढोका खोलेको जस्तो आवाज मैले थाहा पाइनँ है केटा हो भन्दैछ बुढोले. बुझ्यौ नेपालीमा तिमीहरुलाई ट्रान्सलेट गरिदिँदैछु म. तिमीहरु बुझ्दैन नि त इङ्ग्लिश. DC मा DC अहिले हैन अहिले हैन.
The other question is where did the other paper go? Maybe he just folded it and put it in his pocket. I don't know.
यो साउन्ड चाहिँ कस्तो के राखेको क्या?
This is most likely a scam. All right.
Most likely.
And it has to do with the paper as well.
Final point on you.
Folded it. So, yeah, I mean, the other question is where did the other paper go? Maybe he just folded it and put it in his pocket. I don't know.
Most damning evidence. Most damning evidence. Most damning.
This is most likely a scam. All right. And it has to do with the paper as well. If you look at the paper he gives me, right, there's clearly a crease down the middle where it was folded. And actually, there was another one this way too. It was folded in 4. He gave it to me.
Okay. All right.
Over a month later, those creases are still there.
All right.
You can see them, right? If I hold them in the light, there you go.
All right, uncle. All right.
Now notice.
फेसक्याम ल्यापटपमा राख्नु GTA खेल्दा खाना पनि हेल्थ हेर्न पाउँछ हामीले ए ल ल ल ल ल ल ल ल ए इंग्लिश स्कुलमा पढ्छु इंग्लिश ब्याटल गर्न के विजय शाहीको ट्रान्सलेट बन्नु पर्यो माइनक्राफ्ट खेल्न आउनु न माइनक्राफ्ट खेल्न नआउने गाइज लास्टमा मिम हालेछ विजय शाहीको हो ल ठीक छ गुस्तो गेमिङ वेलकम
the corners I don't know if you can see this but the corners have no noticeable fold creases, right? Like when you read a book and you dog-ear the page, right?
Okay.
If you look at, let's see, the original page I gave him, there's a noticeable dog-ear at the bottom corner.
Okay, all right.
That does not exist here. Now the thing about paper, when you fold it, those creases do not come out. They are there for eternity. I mean, unless I'm wrong. Right? Somebody prove me wrong. If you make a fold in a paper, can you get that fold out as if it had never happened? I don't think you can do that in the standard A4 piece of paper, whatever you want to call it. Physicists out there? I don't think you can do that in the standard, school A4 piece of paper. I don't care how much, I've been having this paper stuck in this hardcover book pressed, right? So maybe it was massaged out. You would still see a vague line somewhere on the sheet if that was the case.
I
just want you to watch
Minecraft अहिले हैन अब भोलि पर्छि कहिले हुन्छ हेरौं not sure.
Right.
Reason say please reason please don't spam.
Still reason say the footage and when he was doing the recall writing things out on paper and I tried to find a moment where he turned the page over and I could freeze the frame and sort of read maybe what he was writing because remember I couldn't see what he was writing per se. I could kind of see and it looked like he was writing. I saw ink on the page but I couldn't tell what it was. Okay, but there's this frame here. I'll play it a couple times.
English also know us. We buzzing very much. Love bodaich. Many congratulations. Successful person.
So he just turned it over to right again. He had taken a pause. So look, it's a little slower there. Flip it over. If I stop it right here. Zoom in. Right? I draw a little line. That shows, I can't read what it is, right? It's still too blurry, but I can tell for sure, with certainty, 100%, that first word, and it looks like most of the lines there that he's written so far, are a decent amount of space away from that margin line, right? Shown in red here. That is undeniable. It's not touching the line, right? There's like a little gap there. Am I crazy? No, this is what he gave me. No gap whatsoever. This is what he gave me. Yeah. No gap whatsoever.
Bijay Shahi English त पोके बुझ्यो मेरो सितन भन्नु पर्यो श्री किक कस्तो मेरो सिस्टन हो किक विजय शाही को सपोर्टर कि हेटर हो भन्नु त लु ए म फुल सपोर्टर डाई हार्ड फ्यान हो म विजय शाही को
whatsoever.
Last त्यो मिम आउनु भन्दा अगाडि मलाई यस्तो
100 what it is, right? Right?
पुरा बुढोले त पुरा यस्तो गरेर पुरै त्यो के रे हिन्दी फिल्म उदी उ गरे जस्तै देखाइदियो यार बुढोले त
If I stop it right here, zoom in. Look at that. Right? I draw a little line. That shows. I can't read what it is, right? It's still too blurry. But I
म त उ पो भन्छ होला के रे यो यस्तो परेको यो यस्तो खालके अक्षर छ अनि त्यसपछि फर्स्ट अक्षर हेर्छ अनि त्यसपछि यो चाहिँ यसको र शेप त्यसको शेप चाहिँ कतै पनि मिल्न सक्दैन भन्छ होला बुढोले भनेको त है
for sure with certainty 100% that first word and it looks like most of the lines there we've written so far are a decent amount of space away from that
यो लाइन छ नि यो जुन लाइन छ नि यहाँदेखि यो फर्स्ट लेटर फर्स्ट लेटर कति टाढा छ यहाँ यो सेकेन्ड पनि यो लेटर कति टाढा छ हैन यति स्पेस छ नि बीचमा
Margin line, right?
अब हेरौँ है
Right here.
अब हेरौँ
That
है
is undeniable. It's not touching the line, right?
line
There's like
छैन
a little gap there.
त्यति हो
Am I
के
crazy? No.
No,
This
not
is what he
crazy,
gave.
uncle, not crazy.
Yeah.
च्याप्पटासिया छ क्या यहाँनेरि with a bottle in his hand बुझ्यौ केटा लास्टको बुझेन भन्दैछ बारिश बाइटी बुझ्यौ नि त्यही हो
No gap whatsoever.
Gotcha, bitch.
Now, if you number these lines, here's another piece of evidence. I'm sure you could get a bunch out of this, but that to me speaks for itself. There's no need to go further. It's done. It is not the same sheet he gave me from the one he's writing on right now. Done and done. But if you look on line 9 here, I don't know what that word is. It looks like he wrote something like
G or Y?
or becoming.
Last
it
one.
ends in ing. I can see the G at the end there. Now,
G
if
O
we
Y
look
okay,
at the same line on the thing he gave me, that word does not look the same as the other one.
Yeah,
And
होइन नि
even
जी त
same
जी नै
line,
छ हैन
it ends in
जी त जी नै छ तर लाइक यस्तो छैन नि त नि यसको यहाँ जी मुनिसम्म यो मुनिको अर्को त अर्कै छइसकेछ हैन
ing. I can see the G at the end there.
बुढोले त नेक्स्ट लेभल गर्दै छन् त यार रिसर्च पनि
on the thing he gave me.
नेक्स्ट लेभल रिसर्च हार्दैछ यार बुढोले विजयले यो भिडियो हेर्दा त्यसलाई के रिग्रेट भएन होला कज त्यसले इंग्लिश केटा यार इंग्लिश बुझ्दैन भनेर बिल्ला हार्दैछन् केटाहरुले
That word does not look the same as the
जी
other
भयो नि भाइ भयो
one.
नि यहाँ लाइक त्यो पेपरमा यहाँ मुनिसम्मै छोको छ क्या यो मुनिकै लाइन छोको छ क्या
G, the way he's written the G is not the same kind of low-hanging hook.
Low-hanging
It's a
hook.
different kind of loop. So no matter what you want to believe, you can't deny that. It's over, VJ. It's over. You're done.
It's over, BJ.
Stop this crap, man.
This is Pogo TV. We are not talking about BJ, but let's continue.
You
I don't want
wasted
to
my
make that
time.
joke here.
I'm so angry. I'm really angry. I felt for the guy. I was too nice to do that.
हो यार अति हो त्यो म चाहिँ त्यो चाहिँ मान्छु है You were very very nice, sir. Mr. Nelson. नेपालीमा बुढो बुढो भनेर छ हैन इंग्लिश बोल्दाखेरि चाहिँ Sir, you were very nice. Too nice. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Let's continue.
But I was too nice, and this guy, well, he shot himself in the foot, to be honest. But there it is. DJ is a scam artist and a fraud. Nelson Dellis, 4-time USA memory.
Yeah,
champion, says so.
Nelson Dellis, 4-time USA memory champ, said it. Bijay is a fraud. Sucky, get out. The thing is over.
Now,
It's
one
done.
last thing I want to talk about is his handwriting.
The
At this
handwriting
point, I
पनि
don't really know if it matters to even talk about this, but it is
Handwriting?
interesting nevertheless because it still makes me wonder how he did this. Again, I don't think it's as simple as he made the girl do it and she was recording. There's some inconsistencies with that, but this definitely was a...
2 करोड नेपालीलाई 2 महिनापछि फेरि मुर्गा बनाउनु छ बाइ 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 ए विजय साइले लेखेर छ के कम यु एन्ड मी तास चली फरा सुई सुई
Yeah. After I realized that
सुई
you
सुई
guys
सुई
were right,
ए
that
तासमा
maybe someone else wrote this, I reached out to him immediately on Facebook to see if he would do something on camera. I recorded it, had him write out a passage that's the same from here, made him take a picture of it live on the call so I could compare the handwritings. And this is
फेरि
saying-
गराको रे
maybe someone else wrote this. I reached out to him immediately on Facebook to see if he would do something on camera. I recorded it, had him write out a passage that's the same from here, made him take a picture of it live on the call so I could compare the
विजय चोरी
handwritings.
देश
And
चोर
this is what I
लेखिरहेछ
got. These are the 2 handwriting samples.
Guys, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe and 2500 पुगौँ
They look the same, but someone else,
ए ह्यान्डराइटिङ पठाउनु लाग्यो अनि त नि
one of you guys,
लाइभमै लेख्न
actually
लाग्यो रे
reached out
लाइभमै लेख्न लाग्यो भने
immediately on Facebook to see if he would do something on camera. I recorded it, had him write out a passage that's the same from here, made him take a picture of it live on the call so I could compare the handwriting.
I bet
And
that
this is
girl
what I
has
got.
better memory than Bijay
These are
Shahi.
the 2 handwriting samples. They look the same.
Had need other term stable to come astra have people morning के हो ए यो जे पाए त्यही लेखेको वर्ड हो
But someone else, one of you guys, actually reached out to me with handwriting samples from other previous demos he's done, and it doesn't look the same at all. His handwriting has changed.
Yeah.
Now there could be explanations for this. Sometimes people's handwritings change.
Okay.
But if this is the
handwriting
girl
त मेरो नि चेन्ज हुन्छ केटा म बेला बेला यस्तो मोटो भद्दा लेख्न खोज्छु हैन बेला बेला सुलुक्क पारेर कर्सिभमा लेख्न खोज्छु हैन sometimes I just let me translate that in English for you if you don't understand. Sometimes I try to write big words, fat like fat words. Sometimes I try to write thin words. For example, when I am writing in exam, I want to take more space because if answer is more, teacher give more marks. So I write fat and many big space also. And sometimes when I am just writing and if my copy going to finish, I write thin word, small, so I can write many words that I can still read. Okay, good, thank you. Yes, Tara, I am not denying that what you said in the video. That is, I am totally with you. Thank you. ल यहाँ के भनेको छ च्याट हेरौँ होइन पछि ह्यान्डराइटिङ सेम हो कि होइन भनेर चेक गर्न के लेख्यो ओ चेक गर्न सेम कुरा लेख्न लगाएको सेम नै देखियो रे ए ह्यान्डराइटिङ सेम देखियो भने अनि तर पुरानोमा चाहिँ अलि फरक देखियो भने हो इंग्लिश त मदर छ मरद
demonstrated for me. Did they train to match their handwritings? I don't know. Maybe that's not too hard, but it is something to think about, right? How do they do that? In the end, it doesn't matter. Bijay is a fraud. I'm saying that definitively. No more videos about this. I'm moving on, as all of you should. Forget this clown and just move on. He's not worth anybody's time. Nepal is a beautiful country and doesn't deserve to be made a fool of. Nepali one guy. Anyways, that's it. No more. I'm done.
यहाँ यस्तो हुन्छ हैन सब्स्क्राइब गर यहाँ गर ट्याक्कसँगले
Anyways, I hope you like my content. As I said before, it'll be more memory related, helpful in the future.
बुढाले नेपाली जग ब्युटिफुल कन्ट्री दिइसके यहाँनिर सब्स्क्राइब गरेन भने त केटा तिमीहरुलाई सब्स्क्राइब हैन त छिटो बुढाको च्यानल मैले देखाछु लिंक हालेको छु त्यहाँनेरि टक्क यहाँ यसरी थिच्यो भने खुल्छ उतापट्टि बुढाले जेसुकै भनस् नभनस् मलाई बाल छैन मलाई मतलब छैन केटा हेर विजय शाहीलाई एक्सपोज गर्यो यस्तो गर्यो उस्तो गर्यो के नेपाली इज अ ब्युटिफुल कन्ट्री भनेको छ नि त्यहाँ गएर सब्स्क्राइब हान्नु परेन लाइक हान्नु परेन
Because believe it or not, these memory techniques are not divine powers. Anybody can do them.
Promotion, uncle ko promotion aaya.
So please like and subscribe. Please share.
Anybody can do them.
And I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm out.
5-year-old me when my mother comes to school to take me home during break time.
Video. I'm out.
Bye. Bijay responding to Nelson. Divine power. दुलोबाट निस्केछ हातै छेड मारेर निस्केछ त केटा म त कहिले राम्रो लेख्छु कहिले मोटो लेख्छु कहिले पातलो लेख्छु कहिले नराम्रो लेख्छु कहिले त लेख्दिन यार अरे हो त्यही हो क्या ईशान लेखिरहेछ अब पुण्य गौतम फोन गरेको वाला हेरिदिउँ न पुण्य गौतमले फोन गरेको वाला अरे लाइक नाइस भिडियो यार कमेन्ट हेरौँ intro sponsored at chapter theory पूरा chapter हाल्दै रहेछन् बुढा त ल ठीक छ so sorry Nelson from Nepal his behavior his way of speaking reasoning made Nepalis feel ashamed the way he cheated us manipulated us and cheating was really shameful nepalnp.us ले लेखेछ यो बुढाले के हो यो इमोजी पठाएको होला एकछिन है this dude literally scammed NASA by not going there when he clearly stated that NASA invited him and he was heading there. That's his divine ability. If he can scam NASA, he can easily scam you, Nelson. Forget this clown and move on. He's not worth anybody's time. Nepal is a beautiful country and doesn't deserve to be made a fool of by this one guy. बुझ्यौ नि केटा हो बुझ्यौ नि ठीक छ ठिक छ बुढोले मनैदेखि भने होला किनभने माउन्ट एभरेस्ट घुम्न आएका थिए विजय शाहीलाई भेट्न भनेर आएका हैनन् बुढाले हैन बुझ्यौ नि त्यस्तो हो क्या उसलाई साँच्चै मन परेर भनेको हुनुपर्छ ए नेल्सन फेरि अगाडि पनि कति 7-8 चोटि ट्राई गरेको थिए अरे है माउन्ट एभरेस्ट क्लाइम्ब गर्न है सो ठिक छ नेल्सन जस्ट वान्टेड टु एप्रिसिएट यु फर बिङ सो courteous and respectful even when confronted by such bullshit. I hope you continue visiting our country regardless of what happened. Keep making these videos, man. I'm sure more people will discover this channel and value what it offers. अनि तर यस्तो उ चाहिँ चाहिन्छ यार हेर है मैले अघि पनि देखाएको थिएँ यो हैन जस्तै उसले यही नलेजको कुराहरु राखिरहेछ नि हैन people are not very interested क्या
sponsored by Mind Lab Pro.
What's up guys, Nelson Dellis here and today we are doing another
यस्तो लाइक एट्र्याक्सन पाउनको लागि हैन यस्तो 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 बुलशिटहरुमा रियाक्सन गर्नै पर्छ के बुलशिटहरु हेर्नै पर्छ के बुझेनौ फुल तिमीहरुको उले मात्रै के रे मेहनतले मात्रै हुँदैन के ट्विंकल ट्विंकल लिटिल स्टार तेरे जेब में बाजार उसका मिल गया दूसरा यार उसके साथ हो गई फरार अब तू बैठ के मक्खी मार क्योंकि मैं ये था वो कमीना यार ल त्यही हो केटा अब गेमतिर लाग्यो मलाई यार अर्को भिडियो कति हेर्ने यार भिडियो नै दिउँसो पनि कतिवटा भिडियो हेर्यौँ हामीले भिडियो नै हेर्दै बस्यौँ दिउँसो पनि गेमतिर लाग्यौँ न गेम खेलौँ न के भइरहेछ यसो हेरौँ न मिस्टर बाजेले बाई भनिरहेछन् ल पुण्य गौतमले फोन गरेको होला पुण्य गौतम उसलाई भोलि हेरौँला ल फेल टु गेट इन्टु सर्भर्स इन 3 attempts क्लोज ल आरपी गएँ है केटामा ल ल नोड VPN ल अब म टाइटल थम्बनेल चेन्ज गरिदिन्छु हैन के रे यसको नाम के रे केटा हो GTARP VNRP अनि लेल के भयो ट्राई अगेन एट अ लेटर टाइम GTRP के रे टाइटलको नाम GTARP VNRP लाई यति नै गर्ने मैले थम्बनेलमा राखिदिन्छु हैन क्यान्सल गरिदिनु एकछिन ल यसलाई फेरि रिस्टार्ट गर्नुपर्छ जस्तो छ हैन कनेक्ट हुन्न नो रेस्पोन्स what the hell सुशान्तले के भन्यो आरपी भनेको छ त आरपी लेखेको छ त हो नि आरपी लेख्दाखेरि मैले अनि के यहाँ आरपी नै खोलिदिरहेको छु त कस्तो नो रेस्पोन्स यसो गर्छु ल गाइस म यसलाई यो स्ट्रिम बन्द गर्छु हैन अनि फेरि रिस्टार्ट गर्छु ल GTARP भनेर पछि म यो सायद यो विजय शाहीको भिडियोलाई पनि एडिट गरेर हाल्छु ल किनभने भ्युज केटा हो हैन भ्युज हेरौँ ल यो एन्ड गर्छु स्ट्रिम अनि केही आयो भने केही कुरालाई के रे यो कनेक्ट भयो भने म रिस्टार्ट गर्छु स्ट्रिम नभए यति नै हुन्छ है आई विल ट्राई टु कनेक्ट बाई बाई